same with like the waste. I've gone and seen things for myself, but it's hard for other people to visualize and understand if they've never seen it anywhere. If they've never seen, actually I did a short video on deep geological repositories. I put it on TikTok, and that had 1.4 million people watch that. And I think partly it's because they'd never seen it before. They didn't know it
Mm.
existed, or even if they
Yeah.
heard about it, they didn't see visuals and
Yeah.
like hear the information. How deep is it? How do they make it? Where is it? They just didn't have the basic information. And there's big value to exposing lots of people to it. Now, okay, obviously you can do that with tours, like they have tours. You can go and tour on a nuclear site, but it doesn't reach people in the way that the storytelling
Yeah.
reaches people. It just doesn't reach the emotions. Like it's good for information, but we
Yeah.
kind of need all of the things covered. And I think one thing that we've missed out on, and even like the industry's missed out on, is kind of doing that storytelling and
It
making it a
is,
bit
and
more
I
emotional.
find it, I find it a lot of hard work to try and get, talking to sponsors and partners and wanting to do campaigns, and you have conversations with people in the nuclear world, and they feel like they are on a crossroad between, oh, this is gonna fire back at us, and we
Yeah,
don't want to be
there's a
seen this
lot
way.
of that.
Oh,
They are very risk averse,
they
ironically.
are, because I feel
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, well, that's what we're trying to break. We want to create a world for you to feel safe to engage in media and film and storytelling and
Yeah.
writing and documentaries and podcasting and everything, right? And I feel like as a satire comic and a satire writer and a satire comedy podcast, it's perfect space for you to feel safe because it kind of gives you that playground
Mm.
where there is humor is protecting you, and you are having a much more generalized conversation instead of you coming and making a lot of promises and then things going off and then it
Mm.
biting you back. um, so yeah, but I think you're spot on, and I feel like there is so much opportunity, there's so much stuff that people can go and film that others haven't seen, that
Yeah.
play with that emotion, that
Yeah.
capture those scenes, that capture those moments that people go, oh, that feels great, I want to be part of that.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to be able to see it and feel that you've experienced it to then build on that. And then who knows, you might get more kind of art coming out of that. You might
Hmm.
get like music coming out of it. You might get more TV shows or films. Once people can imagine it, then they can
Yeah.
create more around it. But at the moment, then what happened is the negative things, kind of just took that over. It's just the negative things that are in people's
Yeah.
minds. So that's what the books, there are so many books, fiction books that start after a nuclear apocalypse. And they never distinguish between if it was like weapons or energy, because to the writers, it's the same thing. And that's the
Yeah.
way that, that's the way it's portrayed. So it constantly reinforces these negative images and more than that, the feelings, I think, because
Yeah.
feelings are very hard to overcome. You're not going to overcome feelings
Yeah.
through like a technical
Yeah.
book, right? You're just not.
Yeah. One of the things I love about this new nuclear age is all these new reactors and how they are built and how they are distributed. I think they're all just way too sexy for me, and I love that. And I feel like all these old reactors are ugly. They have this awful shape, and they are built in a way it's like, there's no greenery around them. It doesn't feel lively. It feels it's been put somewhere remote, and there's a little town there.